atmosphere of fatalities, ladies and gentlemen. Tyrone Bowman live. Three teens, including the suspected shooter, are in critical condition after a shooting at the Evergreen High School. This is coming out of Colorado. According to the Colorado Sun Evergreen, at least three teenagers were critically wounded Wednesday afternoon in a shooting at Evergreen High School that sent frantic students fleeing to nearby homes seeking shelter. The suspected shooter, a boy wielding a revolver, was among the three. Jackie Kelly, a spokesperson for the Jefferson County Sheriff's Office, said he was a student at the school. His name has not been released, nor has his motive. A fourth child was transported to a hospital, but it's unclear why Kelly said. The school shooting Wednesday is the latest in a state where it seems the wounds of each tragedy only partially heal before they're reopened when the next one invariably happens. The latest fatal shooting inside of Colorado school happened in 2019 at STEM school Highlands Ranch. The question is, why aren't there metal detectors and why aren't individuals being searched in these white suburban areas where they claim that there is no crime, and then in black areas, in black schools, you have nothing but metal detectors and police at every door, every exit entrance, every entrance. Where are these people, where are these kids getting these guns from? And how are they allowed to bring them into school? That is the question. Why is there no accountability factor going on here? And people must be held accountable. The sheriff's office received the first call about the shooting at Evergreen High School at 12:24 p.m. A flood of calls from the school then came in, Kelly said. First responders were on the scene. In about a minute or two, a sheriff's office substation is down the street, and deputies were in contact with the shooter within 5, she said. In contact with the shooter. They should have been on top of the shooter. It's never fast enough. There was not a school resource officer at the school at the time of the shooting, she said. It's never fast enough, but we're very grateful that it was quick as it was, Kelly said. She said the shooter fired at several locations inside and near the school. Law enforcement did not fire any weapons, she said. I don't know if the suspect had more than one weapon, but we will learn that. The minimum age to purchase a handgun in Colorado is 21. A spokesperson for St. Anthony Hospital in Lakewood said 3 teenagers were transported from the school, all in critical condition. As of 5:15 p.m. Wednesday, 2 remained in critical condition. Dr. Brian Blackwood, trauma medical director at Anthony Hospital, told reporters. The third was recovering from injuries that were not life-threatening and was in stable condition, he said. The county's dispatch center reported the assailant near the high school at 29300 Buffalo Park Road, calling it an active scene at about 12:40 p.m. Videos and photos from Evergreen show law enforcement vehicles racing toward the school that has about 900 students. Traffic around Evergreen was in gridlock Wednesday afternoon, and roads leading to the high school were shut down. A.B. Odgren, a sophomore, was eating lunch in the cafeteria with friends when an announcement blurred over the school instructing everyone lights out of sight, quote unquote. That message, used during school safety drills, warns students of an emergency. We knew something was wrong, Abby 15 told the Colorado Sun. She said, students immediately stood up, looked around, and bolted toward the door. Sprinting into the woods while hearing what sounded like loud gunshots, Abby and other students ran to a friend's house nearby. We all couldn't tell if it was real or not, Abby said. We thought it was better to be safe, I guess, so we all ran out to get away. We didn't know what was happening. Jane Marin, also a sophomore, was standing in the lunch line with a tray in hand, waiting to pick up her meal when she heard the intercom. Jane, who was 14, said she saw a student run outside of the cafeteria doors, which set off a school alarm. Kids started running everywhere, and she heard a gunshot that sounded like it was right outside the cafeteria. I don't even know if it was a gunshot, she said. I was like, no way. That's actually happening right now. This has to be a drill of some sort. She followed other students out the door and ran to her house, which is near the school. She lost her slippers along the way and raced home in just her socks. About 15 other kids streamed into her house before her mom locked the door. They piled into the basement and then shifted to her bedroom. When they realized they shouldn't be near the basement windows, even while safe inside, Jane said she worried the shooter would follow a trail running through the woods to her home and shoot the group of students hiding there through a window. It was only a month ago that she was watching a video of a school shooting happening and remembers thinking, quote, that is actually my worst fear. I hope that never happens to me, end quote. Late afternoon, she was still in disbelief. It just feels like a fever dream, Jane said. So hours after the initial calls to 911, dozens of police vehicles remained on the scene, many still with their emergency lights on. The front entrance to the school was draped in police tape, as was the parking lot in the back. Investigators were milling about the school's parking lots as well as its perimeter. The entire campus appears to be one massive crime scene. In the back of the school, it looked like the school day had been interrupted in an instant. Backpacks, clothing, and other items were strewn about near exits, and on a picnic table, it was clear they had been discarded in a panic. Some people who lived near Evergreen High School told TV stations that frantic students and staff raced to their homes seeking shelter. As the sun started to set, the school supplies and teenage necessities left behind were being guarded by sheriff's deputies wielding long guns. Ladies and gentlemen, this is another sad tragedy. It seems to be an ongoing thing, and as I said a couple moments ago before I end this segment here, the bottom line is this. I'll respond to the comments section in a minute. The bottom line is this. Why weren't the resource officers on the premises at the school? And how is it that students or a student has access to bring weapons into the school? Somebody asked me a silly question. Do you respect Charlie Kirk? This is not a matter of respecting Charlie Kirk. Life is life. Tragedy is a tragedy. Let's get it straight. I don't have to like somebody's politics or their ideologies to respect the fact that a life is a life. All life is important, not just conservative life. All people's lives are important. The lives of all human beings are important. What happened down in Utah is a sad tragedy. That's the bottom line. This is not about politics. So get it straight, Mitchell. Don't come over here playing with me. I am not a toy. I am not a child. Because I will give it right back at you. All right, ladies and gentlemen, I'm going to get ready for the next segment. Never surrender. Never quit.